So if you haven't heard, if you didn't know, Courtney and I have been hosting 2 exchange students the last 9 or 10 months or so. And we just thought at the end of this journey, at the end of our 10 months together, that we would sit down and just kind of reflect on it, tell stories, things that were exciting, and remember moments that maybe were hard or just things that we've learned along the way. And so if you want to join us for the next while, great. If not, you can turn the video off right now.
Okay, I applied for a Flex program. It's like a scholarship program for students from like post-Soviet Union countries. And like I didn't even know that I'll be admitted to that program, but like it somehow happened, so I'm here.
I always wanted to do an exchange year since I was like 6th grade. And I always tried to convince my parents, but they always said no. So after COVID happened, they allowed me to. Do you want me to bring up High School Musical?
If you want to.
No.
Well, I can just say from our standpoint, and I know it's different for the girls, but we were given like a list, and it was almost like flipping through a magazine, picking which person you wanted to come live with you. Then we were recommended to look at a few individuals, and Leni's profile said that she loved High School Musical, so we of course had our high school girls help out, and definitely picked her for that reason. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, Aliya wrote about chess, so that was it. Watch Queen's Gambit. We're like, oh, chess is great.
Yeah, chess is great.
Yeah, so what were we afraid of going into the program?
Like there haven't been any like disciplinary things, but like I asked a lot of questions early on, like should we give them a curfew, or should we like tell them they have to do this or that, or like what about homework, and what about cell phones? Like I just don't know. Like
yeah, I do remember when you guys texted me before you came. You're like, do you have any house rules? And I was like, I don't know. Should I have house rules?
Yeah, because like
no.
Our program says to us like to ask our host families about like any rules that can be there. So like it's mostly because of the program.
yeah.
Yeah. You just said don't turn on the lights.
Don't turn on the lights. Which you guys mostly followed, at least for the first like 6 months.
Yeah.
Then you started turning lights on more.
Yeah, because it's just so much better.
What about you guys? What were you?
I would say like because I'm selected as a student, and like all exchange students, we cannot like pick the families, or like we cannot pick the place where we have to go. So in the beginning, it's like it was kind of confusing because like I was just like waiting for a family for a long time. Yeah,
Does anyone ever like get selected and then say, nah, I'm not going there with that family?
No.
You can decline.
You can't just like back out?
No.
They're like, hey, you're going to Fort Wayne, Indiana, and you're like, nah.
No, you have to
Stay
go
at
there.
home.
You don't really have a choice. I would say there are a lot of fears before. I was like, what if I don't get a host family? Or what if they're bad?
Yeah.
Or what if I'm like on the countryside?
Don't worry, we're in the city.
Yeah. Or that I got canceled because of COVID. I was like, what if they just like cancel it?
Yeah, I would say I was also afraid of that things. And like I read some stories that like former exchange students wrote, and like many people were complaining. So like I didn't know what to expect. But then like when we finally like got our host like placement, I was like so happy because I saw the Instagrams of all of you guys. And yeah, and I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, you both texted me and you're like, do you actually like Taylor Swift? I saw it on your Instagram.
That was the first thing.
Like,
no,
when
you
did
said.
I put Taylor Swift on my Instagram?
No, after I called you, you were like, do you actually like High School Musical?
So going through our Instagrams, do you feel like our Instagram was a good representation of who we are?
For one of us.
Trevor. Courtney's
was non-existent.
Courtney's didn't say a lot, but Trevor said a lot about it.
Yeah.
But we only got like your information and then like 1 or 2 sentences about you. And then I did. And then I emailed you guys, and then you sent me a whole letter, and I feel like then I had a better like perception. And I feel like it was really accurate, especially Trevor. I feel like he just like puts it all out there.
For me, I think the biggest reason I wanted to do it and was excited was that I think it's really, really important for us to be open-minded and challenged. But I was really excited to be able to just ask questions and understand the way that both Germany and Kazakhstan see the world, understand the world. And so for me, that was my goal. And I feel like, for the most part, we've been able to have a lot of great conversations that have really helped me. And so
I would certainly say I've enjoyed that aspect, but I think I was most excited for those family moments. We got matching pajamas for Christmas, and like I sent out a Christmas card for the first time, which was exciting for me. So those kind of cheesy things.
one of us was excited.
Yeah, it was fun.
I was excited.
2 of us were excited.
I don't know. I was excited for. Like before that, I was just scared. That sounds really bad.
I wasn't excited. I was just scared. You wanted to do it for 6
No,
years, but you were just
like
scared.
after I found out, I was like, then I was excited about like everything. But before that, I was not excited. Like I was excited, but like mostly
So
scared.
how long was your waiting period from applying to like finding out you had a placement?
I applied in December, and then my application was ready in February, and I think like end of June we found out.
What were your guys' expectations coming to the United States?
I didn't have any expectations.
That's not true.
I mean, there were some, but
I know there were some. Tell
I mean, I
lie.
don't remember.
You don't remember?
There were like high expectations.
It was 10 months ago, so
And I don't remember. Yeah.
you were just kind of, hey, I'll go in open-minded and whatever I experience is
Yeah.
what I experience. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say I had like high expectations, and then my parents told me to not have any expectations. I was like, yeah, I want to go to a big city, and then I want to like I don't know. I had a lot of expectations, and then my parents told me like don't have any expectations, and then I didn't. I was hoping I could do cheerleading, but that was like the only thing.
Did you both put like stuff about being active and working out? And I was like, is this something you want to do? And you're like, I think when I come to America, I want to be lazy. I was like, okay, we can do that.
We had a mission to
You
gain
were
some
like-
weight with desserts and lack of working out.
Yeah, because you were like, I want to experience everything, so I'm gonna be lazy. I was like, what?
Yeah, that's what you said. I was like, what does that mean?
Wait, I said that?
Yes, on the phone.
Word for word. I was like, what?
And also asked to have an in-school suspension. So there's that. Experience everything.
I flew here alone, and it was pretty hard. No, it was fine, but no, okay. I flew here alone, and it was fine, but then the first day we went to Olympiad, like right after I arrived. I was very tired, and I would say the first days were like kind of awkward, but then it got better.
And I gave you salt balls in the first
Oh
day.
my gosh. I almost forgot. Gross.
Literally, Aliya comes to the door and she's like, hey, I got you guys some
I
stuff.
brought you some presents.
And then she pulled out 50 presents. But one of them was a food she wanted us to try, which if you've met Aliya by now, you've probably tried them. We just call them girl salt balls. And the first day, she started to pass them out, and Courtney took one first, and she like didn't even react. I was like,
Yeah.
that's not that good.
I was
Then
like,
Leni took
"Ooh."
it and spit it out in the trash can.
I was trying to be polite, like, oh,
It was
that's
disgusting.
interesting.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have tried
I
it after.
tried to, but it
was-
was just too bad.
that was literally our first impression of Aliya. And then we almost put her back on the plane.
I feel like I was kind of struggling like the first 2 weeks, maybe more, maybe months, because like I felt I had like a language barrier, so like I couldn't actually express myself really good with my language things. But then it got better.
Yeah.
How long do you think it took to feel comfortable with your English around people?
Maybe months for sure.
A month.
Maybe even more. I don't remember. Like months.
I would say some of the things that have been most interesting to me were figuring out like the differences in language. So I remember the first time Leni wanted to order a burger, and we were like, they don't have burgers here. And we're like, yeah, I want a chicken burger or something. I forget how it went or where we even were, but
And then you confused Aliya to the point. So we were at Culver's, right?
Oh
And I
no.
was like, Aliya, what do you want from Culver's? And she said, a spicy burger.
oh, that's
And
right.
I was like, Aliya, they don't have spicy burgers. That's not a thing. And she's like, no, I want a spicy burger. And we had this conversation for 4 minutes in the car where she just kept saying spicy burger over and over. And she's like, can you just ask if they have one? So I pull up to the window and I'm like, do you have a spicy burger? And they're like, we have a spicy chicken sandwich. And she's like, that's what I wanted. So,
But a sandwich is not a burger.
It's your
No.
fault.
No, no, no.
Not a big difference.
It's the bun. If it's a bun, it's a burger, and otherwise it's a sandwich. If it's like cold,
I mean,
I call it a chicken burger.
I remember the one time we were doing your photography class, and we were out on the patio, and I had to be your model, and you're like, just shut your face. And I'm like, what do you want me to do? And then she was like this. And I was like, oh, cover my face. I was like, I don't know how to shut my face.
It's interesting to hear you guys the way you use English because you use the words that you know and the way that you know them. But you, and I don't know if I've ever even told you this,
What are you
you
gonna
say last days, last weeks, last months all the time. I have never heard anyone say that ever.
No, but last week.
Last week is okay,
Oh.
but you make it plural. When it's plural, everyone says last few. I've never heard anyone say last weeks or last days. And it threw me off for like the first month that you said it, and I was like,
Why
It's like something is wrong because it's not wrong English, I don't think.
Aliya and I were talking too, like that she'll say, I feel this, which isn't wrong or improper, but usually we say, I think this. Like, I think we should go to McDonald's, or I feel we should go to McDonald's.
Yeah.
But I just noticed like those kinds of things.
Wait, you don't say I feel at all?
Not unless you
Only if
feel
you feel
hurt
sad.
or hungry.
I feel. Oh.
Who knew? But it's not wrong.
Why are you saying it now?
Yeah, you're like telling us. You're like in the last months, in the last few months.
Yeah. Like, could you
I've noticed that you said this wrong.
I don't notice them as much until your English improves. Then I notice it more.
For you speaking multiple languages, what language do you think in when you are asking a question or thinking of things in your head?
So it depends on the language I speak in. So like if I speak in English now, I kind of think in English, I feel. I don't really process my thoughts, but it kind of just comes out in English. But before it would like come out like kind of later because I had to translate the words from Russian to English, and then it would be like kind of messy because like.
So when you got here, you would like hear it in English, translate it to Russian, come up with
Yeah.
your answer, then translate back to English.
Yeah. I mean, like, I kind of understood what you were saying, but like to say something, I actually were translating Russian words, and then when I couldn't translate it, like, or I would forget the words, I would just like say something different, or it wouldn't be sound like as you speak. The sentence constructions they're different,
Like hearing a
even-
smell.
Yeah. I mean, it's a saying.
Yeah, or an earworm. Ew.
No, an earworm is a thing, and you should use
Not a
it because it's the
thing.
best word ever. And I use it like every day.
No.
Yeah.
And then people look at me weird. I'm like, no, you should start using it. I feel like I have to explain myself because like they probably think I have a worm in my ear,
Yes.
but I don't.
So one thing I'm curious of, was it weird like attending our family gatherings or like going to holidays?
Your relatives are like so welcoming, like actually all of them. So like it was so cool. Like I didn't feel awkward or weird.
Yeah, I don't think it was weird, especially because I already met Barbara and Brad like the day I came here.
Yeah, they were kind of living here.
Yeah, they were super nice, so I don't think it was weird at all, and they were all like nice and excited.
Dr. Grimm was the best.
It was all like casual.
Yeah.
I thought Thanksgiving is you sit on the table, and then everyone is like, "I'm thankful this year for," and then no one said it. You just like ate food.
Yeah, I also thought so. So like you have to say thank you for like
Everybody just like for something. Like,
Yeah, I was thinking
thank
about
you,
it for
thank
so long. I was like, what am I gonna say thank you for? And then you didn't even do it.
So we took trips to Cedar Point, New York City, Denver, Miami, and we're going to Chicago this weekend.
And the girls and I went to Hershey, and we also went to Cleveland.
Of all that, what was your favorite? What were your impressions of other parts of the United States?
I would say at first, or like always, I thought like New York would be the coolest, and it was really cool. But I really liked Miami. It was just like so fun, the warm weather and like everything. Especially that we could take 2 friends. It was really fun. And then I don't know, New York was just so cool.
And cold.
Especially Cornelia Street.
Cornelia Street.
We did get a lot of pictures.
That was my highlight.
Oh yeah, I would say I like all the places. I mean, like, I don't even know which was my favorite because like New York had like a different vibe, and like Miami was so cool, like with the ocean and like just like beaches.
I feel like we can't not say the story.
Nope. Just going past it.
I really like Colorado. Like I don't know, I just like mountains. So
Yeah.
like Colorado was so good.
I would say like my favorite parts were like the trips, but also just like being at home and like just hanging out together. I thought was fun. Like even if you're not doing anything, it's just nice.
That's what I meant.
What's the like biggest difference for here in your daily day-to-day activities versus at home?
I used to be more active, I feel like.
Because you want to be lazy in America?
Yeah, like I don't remember, like I wasn't really active like the last year, but before I used to like go to school, then like to chess and to like different I had to study like with teachers because like I was participating in like different Olympiads, as well as I was like dancing and like modeling, all that stuff. So like my days were like pretty busy Like almost like every day was
So you
busy.
had like more of a break here because you were just
Yeah.
doing less?
I'd say I was less busy. I was just like, I had school every day, and then I was just hanging out at home. I think like 2 days a week I had cheerleading, or 3 days.
You were less busy in Germany?
Yeah. And then on the weekend, like one day I do something with my family, and then the other day we just like hang out at home. And then like I would say in Berlin I can more like drive around myself. Like I know I can ask Trevor and Courtney to drive me, but like it's still kind of like I feel like I have to like ask every time, and it's just like I don't want to be annoying. So in Berlin I can just like walk somewhere or like take the train.
So like here, I can actually like pick my schedule, so like I can do whatever I want. Like I mean, like I can pick classes that I actually would enjoy. Whether in Kazakhstan, like I had a big schedule with all that subjects that like they're not like relevant for me because like I don't care about physics or like geography and so on. But here I didn't have to take these classes. That was good. And like Kara also like gives us like a lot of opportunities to like actually take some fun classes such as like culinary or like digital design even.
I agree. We had like, I mean, we picked pretty easy classes. So
Yeah, I mean, you guys got to choose more classes than most students
Yeah.
do.
but like still at home I just have to take every class, and like for a lot of years, like I don't know, I just like my classes I take for many years. Like I took Spanish for like 5 years, and then like physics for 8 years or something. Like it's just like the schedule here was easier, and I don't go home and do my homework here because I can do it in like a study hall.
I thought those are a lot of the interesting conversations that I enjoyed having just as an educator, that there were so many aspects from your guys' countries that are totally different than we have. Like I was telling my teachers about the time we talked about the first time you took a test and you came home and you're like, oh my gosh, it was so easy. They had the answers right there on the test. All you had to do was pick the right one. And I was like, what do you mean? Like multiple choice? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, wait, what? Like you don't have those in your country? Like that's how all of our tests are.
I thought it was so easy. Like if I just pay attention in class, I cannot fail. Like it's just it was so easy.
Oh,
If
she's
I just-
calling all you out.
Yeah, same. Like multiple choice, like you kind of have to know the material to like pick the right answer, but like at the same time you don't have to like know the full material, I feel. Because like we usually have the test, which is like so much longer, and like you have to actually write sentences.
What do you guys feel like the hardest or most difficult or challenging thing, if you feel comfortable sharing, that was?
I would say like for me, when in January some stuff started to happen in my country, like it was probably like the hardest thing.
I actually forgot about that, yeah.
Like actually it was like the week when I actually like didn't feel good about like everything. So like that was hard. Just like to see what was happening in the country, and I couldn't be able to like contact my parents because they just like didn't have like internet or like this stuff. So that was hard.
I remember that, not like knowing what to do. I'm like, you can stay home from school, it's okay, but I don't know how to help you, or like know more about the situation. But like understanding that as it unfolded was.
Yeah. Probably like when there are like problems at home and like you can't really solve them because you're not there. And then it's just like, yeah, I don't know if this is like how it's supposed to be, or like, I don't know like what to do. Or like, I don't know.
You were with your family in Berlin,
Mm-hmm.
just feeling helpless about situations and things.
Yeah, because like we just talk like once a week on the phone, and it's like very different.
After spending, 10 months in America, what would you say like surprises you or confuses you or you don't understand about art culture here?
Indiana's most iconic landmark.
Hey, Indiana's most iconic landmark. They're surprised how incredible it is.
It was so boring.
Potato in the microwave. Not only in the microwave, but like
I remember, I don't know if you guys cook. I cooked baked potatoes in the microwave, and they freaked out on me. They're like, you can't put a potato in the microwave. I'm like, why not?
Yeah, I've never seen that. And it shocked me.
You had also shared like when we make food, everything here is like simpler. Like it's in a box and we just add water, or like break and bake cookies.
That might
Like,
just be us.
they don't have
though.
cookie dough. That's true.
But like you have more products, so it's more people.
Yeah, more convenient,
Yeah.
easier.
yeah. I'm not sure if it's like healthier.
It's
No.
for sure not healthier.
Definitely no. Nothing we eat is healthy. Me personally, and that's not true of all Americans.
Yeah.
Cooking was a different experience too. Very first month or so.
Would you say the first months?
No, I wouldn't.
Hey,
That
I feel like you should have told me this earlier.
Now you know. When Leni wanted to bake cookies and we didn't know how to like convert a recipe, and Trevor constantly tries to make the conversions for you, even though he doesn't always
Yeah.
know them perfectly.
That is really
awfully close.
helpful. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even know like how many kilometers in 1 mile,
Mm-hmm.
but like Trevor knows.
It's 1.6.
Yeah.
That's
That's what
probably
I'm
like Fahrenheit, inches, feet,
Yeah.
Celsius, and like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's complicated. But I don't even get used to it because you always like translate it.
Same.
But yeah, when we had to go buy a scale so she could make
Yeah.
a recipe.
I'm like, a scale, how do you do that? And then you're like, the cup thing is easier.
No, the cup thing is so much more like to wash.
That's true.
If you use like 8 cups,
Oh, wait.
like if you use 1/4 of a cup, then use a measuring spoon, and like we just put it all in a bowl
But like, how do you measure it to get it in
clear
the
it.
bowl?
with a
She was telling me
scale.
about it.
You
You put
just
the
clear
scale.
it and you put it in.
What happens if you accidentally put too much? How do you get it back out?
You
Like,
use a spoon.
you'll not put so much.
If it's in a
Because
bowl
like
with
you
all-
see
I mean, it
how
makes
the
sense if
thing
you
is-
do it slowly
You guys cook
and
with a
not
scale
just
too?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I missed that.
probably like every other country.
Every other country cooks with a scale?
We don't have measurement sinks.
I would say that, like, I don't think it's a cultural difference, like, between countries, but, like, between generations. I'm realizing that I am older now, as I'm not in tune with the teen culture. And I feel like because of youth ministry and even my job, I'm more attuned than most people my age. But I would say there have been a lot of things that I've learned, like, through some pop culture stuff or television shows that I'm just like, oh my.
The biggest thing for me was first how much of American entertainment that your countries have. But then secondly, I think both of your reactions to like, yeah, what I see on TV matched with what we got in person. It's interesting that you see our culture actually reflected that way. I think that was a big shock for me that you would say that.
Yeah, but like I would say it was taught like in the beginning, and now like I don't really know. I mean, like yeah, the show was like
Some kind of school, but even like in High School Musical, they literally had a garden. Also, like I saw it like, yeah, here you have lockers, and probably all people hang out like near their lockers and so on, but like no one uses them.
Yeah, which is I think a newer trend, or because Carol's so big. Like I wasn't allowed to carry a backpack.
Book bag.
Book
There's
bag?
another one.
Which one? I wasn't allowed to carry a book bag around school, so we had to use our lockers.
And you know what I saw about here? You apparently don't use a lot of swear words.
Yes.
That's not necessarily true for all people, but we don't. You're right.
I did forget how
But,
surprised
yeah.
you guys were.
No, but also at school. I just knew it from like the Kardashians in like every show. They just like cuss in every sentence. And then my friend told me, she was like, yeah, like my host family, they're not allowed to cuss. I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to do that. Like, that just sounds
Well, look how
impossible.
good you did.
I know, I did really good. But it was like, I don't know, like, it just seems so hard.
Dress codes were another thing I was surprised that you were surprised by. If that
Yeah.
counts
Like,
as
I knew
surprise.
it before, but it's still annoying.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it.
It blows my mind that in your country you can just wear like short shorts and midriff
Yeah,
shirts.
because, like, I
and-
don't have anything to wear. I was like, I came here, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to wear. Like, I don't have anything.
We're like completely different with countries. Like with my dress code, like it's not even a dress code, it's literally a uniform that you have to wear, which I feel is really stupid, but I don't know why like people don't understand it.
We have some schools that
like,
have that.
But like they're mostly like private schools.
Yeah.
But in my case, like the whole country has to wear like a uniform, white on the top or like something black like pants or like a skirt. So like you cannot even change the colors or like dark blue, you know. The same like in Russia or like Kyrgyzstan. So like it's probably a cultural thing.
Like along with the school thing, I was very surprised to understand the way your schools function. Like that you don't really have school activities or school sports teams, or like that's something that's so ingrained in American culture. You have all the way down to elementary school now, elementary school sports activities, middle school, high school, and then obviously college sports are a billion-dollar industry.
Yeah, it's weird to me.
Yeah.
Because, like, I knew, like, NFL and stuff, but I feel like college football was, like, even more popular.
Mm-hmm.
Or, like, yeah, in general, things like guns and stuff.
Yeah,
It's just, like,
guns, a lot of our political views. You're just like, this
Environment.
is so different from
yeah.
the flags. That's right.
Yeah,
That's
the
another one
flags
you guys
everywhere.
shared. That the American flag is put everywhere, but no other country flag is, which is something I never realized. I always thought it was a little weird that we flew that many, and you guys are like, this is really weird. It's like,
Yeah. Like, I knew it before, but it's
Yeah.
still, like, confusing me.
yeah.
And also I would say like Pledge of Allegiance and like saying it like every morning, it's kind of weird. I mean, it's not weird. I understand it, but like
It's
still.
kind of weird.
It is
would-
weird.
I didn't want to be mean.
You can, it's okay.
it was also funny like to see the perspective of Americans like on the Soviet Union and like communists because like we didn't really talk about that. And like before I came here, I saw like communists, there are people who like live in communes. So like I didn't even have like the understanding
Yeah.
of the war, even if like we talked about that in history, but I didn't really pay attention, so like
And I
I
remember
didn't know.
you would get excited too when you saw Russians on TV, and I'm like, they're always the bad people.
Oh
Or
yeah.
if
Every
they were
time
speaking Russian,
they're
anytime we
speaking
go somewhere,
Russian.
they're speaking Russian. You should get
Yeah.
excited.
No, it's kind of funny because like when you're watching something, I just like hear like the words that I know. That's weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're always
then
the
you wake
bad
up.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, I don't know if like they have a real like understanding of communism. Like our history teacher, you call like Eastern Germany communist, and it wasn't really. Like I was like, why are you saying that? Like it was just very interesting to see.
I would just add like the environmental pieces. I probably know, and even in America, like there are a lot of locations that are more environmental friendly, but like the things that I've just been more cognizant of, like, oh, I don't really need a plastic bag at Walmart for that. Like I'll just carry it, or like, you're right, I should use this
It's true.
cup.
I
and
do
not
remember
Yeah.
the
that cup.
conversation about
That was probably the
straws.
hardest for
Yeah.
me. Because, like, I was in Germany and, like, when my mom uses plastic, I'm like, why are you using that? Like, don't use it. Like, I just get really passionate about it. And then she's like, they're all going to use it in America. Like, you need to, like, try to not make them feel bad. I'm like, I don't know if I can do it. Like, it was just, like, so hard for me.
Yeah.
to,
And
like, watch
I've
it.
noticed now too, like even when we put away leftovers, I try to use my like
Yeah.
Tupperware more than a Ziploc bag or something. And like I remember we bought paper towels, and each roll of paper towels was individually wrapped in paper. I'm like, yeah, why did they do that? Like it was or plastic.
Our stores don't have plastic bags anymore. And, like, it's not really wrapped in plastic or, like, in school. And, like, also with, like, eating meat, it's just, like, not really that big of a thing in Germany, especially over the last years. And it's just, like, yeah, I think it's definitely cultural.
We use plastic, so I cannot say anything about that. Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's just, like, crazy to see because, like, all of Europe is, like, fighting against it. And then you're, like, looking at other parts in the world that, like, don't care. Where you're, like, why are we doing so much?
So for the two of you, you had never attended any church before, right? And then you come to Indiana with us, and we attend church at least twice a week. I appreciate that you guys were always open and willing about that, even though, like, it was okay if you didn't want to. But I'm just wondering, like, your perspective on what's your reaction to how we do church here? And
I would say it's really cool just because like I personally have never like been in the churches other than like as a tourist. But like the churches
like
here
in Jerusalem, though, right?
yeah. I mean Jerusalem.
Had you
or-
been in a church outside of Jerusalem?
I think I've been like somewhere in Paris, but it was
Okay.
like wait, what is it called?
Notre Dame?
Yeah, no,
Mhm.
I've never been in church in Kazakhstan. But, like I saw like the outside part of that. It even looks like different. It's more like Orthodox churches, so like they are different for sure. But like also before I came here, I kind of thought like the churches like would be the same. I mean, like I didn't have any idea how it would be, but like it's so much different and it's so much more fun. I feel. So like for me, it actually was interesting just to learn something more that I knew before. Just like see the different perspective on things.
I feel like the buildings are like so different. Like all of our churches are like, I don't know, like 500 years old.
They're mostly
at least.
old and stained glass and very
Yeah. Yeah, like I've never seen a church like this. And I thought like the youth group or like youth service you did is like really interesting. Or like it's fun, the people. I don't know, like the big service is like interesting. I don't know if I can say that, but I don't like the songs there. And it's just like
Oh, you've
I don't know what to do. So I like the small service. I think it's fun.
Yeah, I appreciate that you guys like kind of jumped in and definitely were a part of that community for 10 months, which was really fun.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people will be sad that you won't be.
I'll be sad.
Are there anything you're going to take culturally here back with you?
I mean, like, I was trying to think about, like, material things, like food or something, but, like,
You're gonna miss the Pop-Tarts, I heard.
yeah, I'll miss Pop-Tarts for sure.
You said that the other day, and I was like, oh my.
Burgers.
Burgers. Burgers are so good.
McDonald's.
McDonald's.
I thought like being nice to other people and not like stereotyping.
Here in America, like people just like smile at each other. Like you would go like past one person and they would just like smile at you and just like say like hi. At school, like some people just look at me. I mean like teachers, and they would say like, "Hey, how was your day?" and so on. Like we don't do that. And here, like, people just smile more in general. And, like, I feel people just, like, nicer to each other.
Would it be like weird if you like started talking to random people, like waving to them, or like?
Yeah. That would be seeing them crazy.
Hmm.
I mean, like, not all of them, but, like, people just don't usually have, like, that little conversation, I would say.
Right.
You guys had shared a while back about how much you liked your teachers and how they treated you differently than home.
Yeah, teachers here are so much nicer. Just nicer to people. And I feel like they actually care about us.
I feel like all the teachers are really nice and like they like teaching. And I feel like the teachers in my school would, like there are some, especially my school is like more like famous, like a lot of like good students go there. And like you have to like apply and have good grades and stuff.
Is that
So
a
like
weird flex? A lot of
No.
good students go to my school.
no, I mean like all of our schools you have to like apply for them. And like mine is more like popular. So like a lot of young and like nice teachers go there. But like in general I would say like they care a lot here.
But some teachers, they usually think that, like, I mean, it's more, I feel, cultural thing, but they think, like, they're older than us and, like, they don't really care about students. They just, like, want us to treat them as, like, they something bigger than they are actually. And at the same time, they don't show the same respect to the students.
Mm.
Or, like, they don't really care about, like, how are you feeling and so on. They just want you to, like, study.
What are you going to be doing in the future? What are your plans, aspirations, goals?
So I'll probably take a gap year because I didn't apply any documents to any colleges. And I didn't want to do that this year because, like, it would take me a long time.
Would you say it's because you wanted to be lazy in America?
Yeah, that's for sure. That's why. I mean, I just realized that, like, it's kind of stressful to, like, apply documents and so on.
It would have been a
like,
lot to go from that to going here to go home and testing and going
Yeah,
to school.
yeah. I just didn't want to do all of that stuff. So, like, I'm just taking a gap year and apply documents to colleges the next year. And I might apply to America as well to, like, to be back.
What do you hope to be doing in the future?
Yeah, I was thinking about, like, communicating or, like, social media management or digital design, something like that.
Okay.
Like, more in that direction. Yeah.
I think you'd be really good at that.
I don't know what to do. I have to go to school for another year. I'm bloated from the pizza.
Oh no, you don't look.
Yeah, you actually have to go back and do another year of high school.
Yeah, I'll do another year of high school and then I will go to university or college.
Yeah, sorry. No one says university here.
I go to college in Berlin. I feel like college, and I'll probably study something with like, I don't know, fashion. Probably not. I don't really know.
That's fair. It wasn't a loaded question. I just wondered if you general idea of what your future could entail.
I don't really know. I'll probably get my driver's license.
Hey,
Like the Olivia Rodrigo song.
Good for you.
Last week.
Yeah.
I might get mine in the summer. I'm kind of afraid to get them.
It's really easy. Just don't hit anyone. Do you have anything that you learned or that ways that you grew?
I'm more mature. I can communicate better if there's a problem, like talking about it, and I would just say I'm more mature.
I sandwich that one.
I'd just like to say that I'm humble as well.
No.
That's a lie.
Okay.
I'm so
I don't know what else.
No, no.
It wasn't bad. He can make it
I can
look
say something negative. Let me think of something.
No, I think that was good.
I don't know. Do you have anything? Like ways that you saw yourself grow? Or...
Yeah, I think I pretty much grew as a person. Like, I just don't know how. I mean, like, I know that I did, but I feel I always was like open-minded, and it still stayed with me. But like it was kind of cool to like see different perspectives of people.
You both like deserve a ton of credit, I think, for the experience that I think all of us had. And I told someone this recently. You guys met a lot of people, right? Whether it was our family or friends or going to a church for the first time. And for Courtney and I would say every person I know that interacted with you guys had a very positive experience. I think for both of you, you should be, incredibly proud of the people that you are, of the way that you lived here in America independently and really not needing anything from us, and just shows, I think you talked about growing in maturity, and I think, I don't know, obviously what you were like before you came here, but I think you both, can be very proud of the way that you carried yourselves, and even people like asking to want to hang out with you or want to talk to you, or people would hang out with us just so they could ask you guys questions. because you did a great job of being able to communicate, this is what my country is like, this is how people are, this is the way things are. For you, Leni, especially the way that I think Germany's reputation, and like people, they tell you are very blunt, very emotionless. You surprised me in the way that you handled conversations, even especially now knowing you better, knowing that you have lots of strong opinions. And that you feel very strongly about things, but like you never handled that poorly in a conversation with anyone, or like said things that like would have offended anyone anytime I was interacting with you. And
You were intentional on making it.
yeah, that you were able to, I guess, understand a different culture, and like especially in Indiana, because we are not, I don't think, nearly as blunt as certain cultures, right? But that you were able to navigate that. We never had to worry about taking you guys anywhere or being anywhere. Even I thought the church part would be a little weird, but you know, having neither of you been in church, then you're like, no, we want to go every week. I'm like, okay.
Well, and volunteer too. I mean, I think that's a lot to be said, that Aliya put a lot of time and energy into serving, not only at church, but just in volunteering capacities, which was pretty cool. I would say I really appreciate how you both have been really open-minded throughout the whole thing. Like, I've never once seen you not want to try a food or go somewhere or do something. You were open for it, even if it wasn't something you maybe enjoyed the most, but you've never complained or argued of that kind of stuff.
Leni did not try the second salt ball.
I would not try a second softball either. I definitely
No,
did not.
that's
It
your
was
fault.
actually pepper, had pepper in it.
Yeah.
The pepper ball. Worst thing I've ever eaten in my life.
We've even been asked, like, are you guys going to do it again? Like, we're not going to this fall just because it's like coming already. We take a break, but we may again as well. And I've told the girls too, but like, what if we don't get as cool of kids? Like, what if they're irresponsible or rude or just disrespectful, or like, what if they don't get along well, or like, what would that look like if we decided to do it again?
Yeah, but I've been nothing but impressed by the two of you. And so.
That's very nice.
Yeah, I would actually love to thank like literally everybody, just because we were here for us, and like actually everybody. I don't know, like I don't know how to phrase it.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many people. How are you supposed to name
I feel
everyone?
like you can like thank everyone. Yeah, your families, the people from church, like people in school.
Just like random people in the stores.
Everyone,
Guy from
your parents for letting you go.
Yeah, you guys.
Yeah, you guys. Yeah, I'll miss Sylvie.
Yeah.
and Bernie. Bernie is just like the best dog. No, not the best dog, but like she's so
She pees
funny.
on you every time.
She pees at me. Like I feel special.
What?
I'm so glad you said that on camera.
Courtney and I have definitely enjoyed our experience with you guys, and hopefully we've been able to provide you with some fun experiences, which I think we have. And so, and I just know there's a lot of people, I think, in your lives now that you have met, that will definitely miss talking to you guys, spending time with you guys. You've definitely left an impact on people. It's been a really exciting 10, 11, 8, 9, whatever, how many months it's been.
9 months for me, like for sure, because
10
I
for
came
me.
here
Mm.
August 18th,
And I can't wait
I'm
to meet
leaving.
Anya and Marcel
No.
and your brother. I don't know your name.
That's why I didn't tell the names of my parents.
We couldn't pronounce them anyway.
Yeah, that's true.